Proton VPN has a lot of things going on and the new features just keep on coming. So in this Proton VPN tutorial, I'll be teaching beginners how to use Proton VPN and its features, as well as show the long-term users all the recent changes and updates in the app. So let's start with the very beginning. Proton VPN download and setup. If you want to start quickly, go straight to the description and click the link or scan this QR code to get a discount for Proton VPN subscriptions. You'll need one to create your account, and thanks to this deal, you can grab yourself a plan with a massive discount. Once you have the account, download the app directly from Proton's website. You can pick your device through the drop-down menu and download the app in one click. The installation is going to vary slightly depending on your device, and you might see suggestions for other Proton products during the installation. I gotta note that Proton Mail, Proton Pass, and Proton Drive are all great open source, privacy-focused alternatives to data-hungry Google apps. So if you've ever felt like switching to software that doesn't steal or abuse your personal details, well, those would be worth a try. Anyway, back to Proton VPN. With your app installed, let's fire it up. I'm using the Windows version for this Proton VPN guide, and if you've used this VPN before, you will immediately notice a recent UI overhaul. The new UI is cleaner and more straightforward than ever before. And keep in mind that if you are not using Proton VPN for PC and instead you're on Mac, mobile, or Linux, your UI might look a little bit different, but functionally they're basically the same. Right off of the bat, this connect button will connect you to the fastest server for your location. This changes your IP address as well as applies encryption to your connection, so you get all the main benefits of a VPN in a single click. If you need a VPN for secure and private browsing or online shopping, congrats, that's it, you're done. However, if you also want to access content from other countries or bypass restrictions of your local internet, you can choose a server in a different country. Just click countries on the left and scroll to find the one you need, or just type the name in the search bar at the top. After you connect to a different country, it's going to appear in the recents tab so that you don't have to look for it again next time. That said, as of the latest update, Proton VPN no longer marks the best servers for streaming. Likely another Netflix complaint, so it might take a couple of tries to find a server that works. And if your streaming platform doesn't work at all, Proton's support page has a list of all supported streaming websites. On top of all those countries to pick from, Proton VPN has specialized servers. Secure Core and Tor servers are meant to add extra security. Secure Core routes connections through 2 servers, and Tor through multiple nodes, better for anonymity. These are very good if you need to bypass governmental restrictions, but come at such a big speed cut that most of us are not likely to find much use for them. On the other hand, P2P servers boost torrenting connections a lot, and considering that you get port forwarding with Proton VPN, this provider becomes one of the best for torrenting. To enable port forwarding, click on this icon on the right. It is easily accessible through the main dashboard. Yay for user friendliness. Since I mentioned port forwarding, let's go through other VPN features. Here at the top, we have NetShield, the Proton VPN ad blocker that doesn't just block ads and trackers, but can also detect malware on websites and block malicious connections. With the recent updates, it now blocks phishing domains as well, eliminating one of the most significant online risk sources. Below it, you'll find the kill switch feature that prevents data leaks in case the VPN connection drops. It just cuts the internet connection in such a scenario so that your real IP, as well as any other sensitive data, remains protected. I obviously recommend keeping these on at all times. We've already covered port forwarding, so let's jump to split tunneling. This feature is the one that lets you decide which app will use a VPN connection and which won't. Thanks to a recent update, this feature works on Linux and macOS as well now, the latter being especially important. You see, Apple has historically opposed this feature on its devices, so Proton VPN is now one of the first VPNs to implement it on macOS. Right below these features is the settings menu. I'll focus on the main settings, but if you are a power user, feel free to dig deeper on your own. After all, there are a lot of customizations you can play with. Now, let's start with protocols. Personally, I don't change much here. The Smart Protocol default already picks the optimal options depending on what server I connect to. And well, most of the time that's WireGuard. And that's the most modern and best performance to security option you can get anyway. That said, sometimes you might need the Stealth Protocol to bypass VPN blocks. so feel free to pick that one if that's the case. Another useful feature to check in the settings is the VPN accelerator. While this one promises a whopping 400% speed boost, I mean, in reality, I haven't seen a boost that massive or that much of an improvement, but it does help with connection stability, especially with long distance connections. So if you're reaching out to a Japanese server, for example, yeah, it's good to have it on. And of course, enabling auto startup so the app launches and connects to the server as soon as your system loads is also lovely. That's what I did, and it is super convenient. I've already mentioned some of the updates in this Proton VPN tutorial 2026, but there were even more throughout 2025 and even more are planned this year. For instance, we got more servers with new locations, NetShield for Android TV to clear out ads, reduce battery drain on mobile devices, and more private payment options. As for the upcoming changes, the most notable one is the new VPN architecture to develop faster and more reliable apps, and the introduction of post-quantum encryption following NordVPN and ExpressVPN already offering it. I'm excited for Proton VPN to get even better, but even now, it's already one of the biggest and likely the most private VPNs you can try out. So remember to check the exclusive deals in the descriptions, and thank you for watching this far. I hope you find your internet experience way more secure and private with Proton VPN. I'll see you soon.